Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Sunday the 15th of January 2023. I'm excited to use the Magical Dogs Tarot for today's reading. Let me show you some of these cards. Okay, so I'm just going to shuffle these a few times and then I'm going to choose 3 cards to see what's coming up here on Sunday the 15th and what the day's energy is all about. Okay. Right, so first card is, let's see, the Fool. The Tower. Oh, wow. And the Six of Fire. You know, this is so interesting. The message I'm getting here is that something in your life that already has come undone, so a job or a relationship or a connection you had with a place because you lived there for a few years, that may reappear in your life. And it's something that isn't about you, it's about that other person fulfilling a need within them. So if something has hit the rocks, then on this day, if it crops up again in your life, I think it's important to remember why it hit the rocks and what this other person's agenda is. And why you're getting a phone call out of the blue, or why you've suddenly been invited to do some sort of work when the goodbye wasn't so pleasant. So why would that be? Maybe the employer is short-staffed, or so look at the real reasons behind things is what I'm getting for this spread. Let's look at each card in itself. So the Fool is the 0 card in the Major Arcana, and it's that moment of clarity when something comes over you and it says go out into the world and explore and walk your own path and go on your own special journey. And it's really like so strong, it's such a powerful feeling that either the Fool knows that he doesn't have all the details or that he's not prepared for the journey, or he doesn't. But either way, it really doesn't matter because it's this feeling that kind of sweeps over you and says there's a future, there's something to move towards. Have faith, have hope. Life is good and rich and full, and all you need to do is show up for it. And in this case, it's super benign. We've got these standing stones. So actually, this Fool isn't so foolish because he's starting his journey at a sacred space, which is a good place to start. Then we've got this beautiful sunrise. So it's the anticipation of a new journey, an adventure. This little moth or butterfly here. So the desire to transform the self through having some sort of an experience. Wow, that's so interesting. Yeah, so I want to see what life gives me, and I want to see what that almost allows me to transform myself into, how I can shape myself based on my experiences. And then we've got this very straight path. So usually the Fool is walking off a cliff because he has no details. He just has this desire to move out into the world without planning or looking. But this is pretty easy. So the cards are saying to me here that, or this card particularly, is saying, look at what interests you in future and what would represent all these things. I'm going on a new adventure here. This is exciting. This motivates me. Then the Tower is really what needs to happen before the Fool can occur, because the Tower is a big structure in your life that has been there for so long that it becomes part of the furniture. You rely on it. It is a job you had for a number of years, or a long-term living situation. And when that changes, it's often a shock and it's a huge upheaval. Like here, there's lightning striking the earth and the woods are on fire. So it's very dramatic and it feels threatening and risky and like an outcome you wouldn't have wanted. But the thing is that the Tower sometimes has to come down for something else to grow in that spot. So this card is saying that something that you may have relied on for a long time comes undone. Or what I was saying earlier, if something from the past comes in, keep that in the past. But in terms of this meaning, I feel that if something is less structured or makes you feel less secure than it usually would, rather than poking at that and investigating, I think it's important to use that new energy or that anxiety or that uncertainty to look to the future and where you want to move. That's really the blessing of this, is that you can make better plans or amazing things occur to you that wouldn't have if you weren't under duress or pressure. And then the Six of Fire really confirms that, because we've got this dog who's achieved something great, and the other dogs are admiring him and celebrating him. So the Six of Fire is usually King Arthur riding back into town after finding the Holy Grail, and everyone is cheering his name, and it's a real triumph for everyone involved. So this says that it's important to look at what's coming next, because there's something really fabulous in there for you, and to try and orientate yourself as to what motivates you, what feels meaningful, purposeful, joyful, fun, allows you to kind of be in the present moment, because there's a real glimpse of that future that you can gain today, and you can take the steps to move towards it. But by looking to the past, or trying to rebuild the past, or hanging on to things which have just kind of completed their cycle in your life and they're ready to exit, that's not particularly helpful and will cause more stress and more anxiety. I mean, you know, looking at this, I mean, I'm sorry to be overly literal here, but they're dogs, right? There's a giant field, there's some burning grass, but instead of seeking shelter on the rock, they can just run off. And that's really the message I'm getting, rather than, so not running off and fleeing your problems, but if something feels difficult and overly intense and puts you at risk, or it puts you in a difficult position, then I think the message via the cards here are back off from that and let the situation cool down at least before you revisit it. And instead use this motivation and the adrenaline to look to the future, because there's really a glimpse of something special that you can see today, and that's super important, because it will make your future journey much more joyful. Okay, number-wise, we've got 16, and 6 is 22. Oh, wow. 22 is the master number of the builder. So not only is this a triumph in your life, or this future plan can become a triumph and put you really in this position. You know, this is a moment where someone has done something great and everyone's thrilled. So that's something that you can discover for yourself, and it's not just something that's here today and gone tomorrow. 22, the master number of the builder. Oh, it means that you create a new tower, a better tower. You upgrade towers. You build something that's solid, that now suits your current needs. So it's a spring clean, it's an update of the things that make you feel secure in life, and it's really the opportunity to upgrade. Wow. Okay, so I hope you have a wonderful day. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, scroll down a little bit until you get to the button that says book your reading. Click on that to order your reading with me. And in my personal readings, I use the tarot, astrology, and numerology, and I combine all three. If you have any questions about what's coming up in 2023, or ideal job for you, or relationships, or moving, locations that would work for you, I use astrocartography for that. If you have any questions at all, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.